He doesn't need 5,000 permits to do that. It's all common sense. See, these are the solutions, and I like to think about what freedom looks like. We hear an awful lot about what it doesn't look like. The myriad of all 10 of the Bill of Rights slaughtered, gone, stomped on, and I won't say wipe their ass with it, because that would be polite. Oh, I just did. Did I say that out loud? Say that again. This is what's at stake, and it all starts with going after the people in power. So, we understand that 9/11 was not what they told us, that the investigation was a cover-up, that the perpetrators did profit and are still profiting and always do. We understand that this was a crime of murder by elements within our government. We dare to question, to prosecute, without worrying about the consequences. Chips fall where they may, accountability. We restore the faith in constitutional government. We get rid of the banks and replace them with a sound money, not fiat currency that's loaned out in fractional reserve lending. We get rid of the IRS, one of the most diabolical organizations on the planet. Yeah, you'll be explaining your carbon credits to the IRS. You'll be reporting your guns to the IRS. And if Obamacare goes through, you'll be explaining everything you do ever to the IRS to figure out what class you go in so we can help you. No more privacy. No more freedom. I mean, it makes one wonder, probably isn't that far of a jump. A lot of us would like to get in our planes and crash into the IRS buildings, but we won't, because this revolution that we have is going forward, and it is working. So I want to thank you. I want to get on. I want to finish this. I want to get on with the business of living my life and raising my children in a free society. I don't want to do this another 9 years. We have a consensus now. We know their names. We have dossiers on the perpetrators and their assistants. We have the charges. If the American government and the American judicial system will not try these people, then we will. Just as we have tried them in the court of public opinion and found them guilty. The list of liberties lost is too extensive to mention. Sometimes I take a seatbelt and I go, well, click it or ticket, right? It's for your safety. And if I don't click it, well, then you got a reason to come in and talk to me about other things I might be doing. That's called a fishing expedition. You could be fined. You could be jailed for your safety. I was once thrown in the LA County Jail on a Friday night full of gangbangers who wanted my shoes for my safety. For your safety, in the case of an emergency in Texas, and you try to stay in your home and you don't evacuate to a makeshift FEMA camp, you know, the gladiatorial Brendan Circus sports stadiums you love to go to and drink beer, your prison, as we found out with Katrina. You don't go, they'll shoot you for your own safety. And people actually buy into this. Well, maybe it would be better if they shot me. Maybe I am dangerous. Maybe I shouldn't have guns to protect me from the looters. Maybe I'll just go to the camp. I watched the blackouts. You remember those blackouts back 5-6 years ago in the Northeast Quadrant? Went through Canada, New York. New York had a blackout. And did people loot and riot? No. They looked like zombies. Did you see them on TV walking across the bridge? Go over here. Okay. I mean, that kind of conditioning is kind of hard to miss. In Ohio, during those blackouts, they called a national emergency, brought in FEMA, and people had to go through the rigmarole of being branded by FEMA to get their food and their water. No guns, nothing, because of the blackout. And people just went along with it. But it's not 2002 or 2003 anymore. They've gone too far. The security industrial complex, again, remember that's control, is actually something that has eclipsed the military-industrial complex. Oh, they're still operating, and sometimes by the same people. This is why the Carlyle Group. By the way, did anybody know that one of the heads of the Carlyle Group, which is generally linked to the Bush administration, is now running General Motors, appointed by Obama? Oh, change you can believe in, folks. When they said, yes, we can, they meant, yeah, we can, and we will. I listened to the State of the Union by Obama. I don't want to make this a partisan or political speech, but just hearing all the things he was going to do to us, for us, was just rattling. The security-industrial complex needs to keep you in fear. Fear that someone might break into your house, fear that terrorists might fly planes into buildings, fear that people carrying dirty bombs might sneak across the wide-open borders and ports and hit soft targets. Because they never did that. I don't know why. Oh, it's because Homeland Security's doing such a great job. But they have to keep you scared and paying them. Otherwise, they go out of business. It's like some of these radical politicians, the race dividers. If they don't have a problem, they can't get paid, they can't get donations, and they do not exist anymore. This is the bureaucracy, as I call it now, the bureaucracy that is ever-ending and constantly growing. And wow, the Republicans, when Homeland Security was suggested to Clinton, didn't want to be part of it. It's too big a government. 9/11, everything changed. How convenient. So what we have to do as people is not only stand up to these neo-pharaohs and matrix moles, not only insist that people are accountable, we have to stop living in fear. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. If it does, it does. Okay, put a camera in my bathroom and catch me as I go in there throwing banana peels on the floor. You know? How far does it go? Because in Austin, Texas, from the phlebotomist taking your blood to the, now they want to take your DNA, you can't get drunk in a bar in Texas. Did you know that? It's illegal. Can't drink and drive. Well, we don't want you to drink and drive, but again, we're talking about accountability here versus our rights. Wouldn't it be better to punish the person that crashes their car while drinking and driving and hurting people and property to the fullest degree, rather than punishing everybody else for pre-crimes and thought crimes? Now, I'm going to wrap it up like this. I'm going to quote Mayor Anshel Bauer Rothschild, one of the neo-pharaohs, bloodline neo-pharaohs that we have now, hiding in the shadows. The richest person in the world is Bill Gates. Yeah, right. These people are so rich they don't even count it in terms of money. Mayor Anshel Bauer Rothschild, the patriarch of the Rothschild banking dynasty, was asked in some kind of an interview 100, 150 years ago, what scares you? You've got all the money, you've got all the power, what are you afraid of? Which I thought was an interesting question, and he seemed to relish it. He said, well, I'm not afraid of gambling, I'm not afraid of vices, this is how his brain was thinking. But when it came down to it, what he was afraid of most was innovations, innovators. Ideas. You've heard the term, ideas are bulletproof. They want to stop you from having them, and if you have them, they want to own them.